The Tang Dynasty was one of the most prosperous and politically developed empires in China. They began much like the earlier Han Dynasty, which rose after oppressive government that hurt the common people. That empire was the Sui Dynasty. Once the Sui Dynasty fell, the first emperor Taizong of the Tang Dynasty took control and had all political enemies assassinated by his son. However, once his son Li Shimin had eliminated his father's enemies, he also killed his brothers and forced his father to abdicate the throne. Once his father abdicated the throne, he became Emperor Taizong of Tang. Under his leadership, the Tang Dynasty became a prosperous empire.
Government and economy. The Tang Dynasty was a monarchy founded by the Li family in 1618. This same bloodline ruled the Tang Dynasty for almost 300 years. In these 3 centuries, they perfected their legal code, agriculture, trade, and balance. One major reform of the Tang Dynasty was perfecting the Sui legal code. The Sui legal code was a set of laws which specified the individual punishment for violating the legal code on any level. The Tang Dynasty also perfected their government by setting up 3 basic departments that created laws and policies. These frameworks of laws were administered by 6 ministries, which were personnel administration, military, finance, rights, justice, and public works. These departments allowed the government to flow fluently without much bureaucracy. Another factor of success of the Tang was the focus on education, because it was thought that educated people would not have a problem with authority and would not rebel like the first emperor did with the Sui dynasty. In the early Tang dynasty, agricultural production slowed and harmed the economy greatly. This problem led to developments in agricultural strategies and technologies. A major reform in the economy was a system of land redistribution, where the government would take enormous plots of land from rich and wealthy people and give it to the poor and needy, which stimulated the economy and helped the peasant class, which was the largest class.
Science, technology, and medicine. Firstly, they made great advancements in medicine. They studied many medicines, herbs, and minerals. They also made a literary project called the Materia Medica, which chronicled 833 different medicinal substances, such as herbs, plants, and minerals. They also invented clockwork and timekeeping. The Tang engineer, astronomer, and monk Yi Zuan created the first clockwork escapement. This device used a water wheel alongside a depth-sidra clock to power a rotating armor-release spear. They also used the water wheel to make an astronomical clock that could rotate by itself. And just to please the emperor, they used a water wheel to power air conditioning that used fans in the throne room. One of the greatest inventions, however, was cartography, or the art of map making. This, used with the compass, a tool used in finding the cardinal directions, allowed Chinese merchants to travel far and wide to trade goods, such as Europe, Southeast Asia, and India.
Art, architecture, and literature. In the Tang Dynasty, nature was a very important theme. In the 700 AD, painters like Han Kan was famous for painting animals like horses. Some other Chinese painters would paint Buddha and famous battles and scenes from history. Other painters were interested in painting landscapes, shanshui, or mountain painting. Also in 700 AD, in China, it's where white porcelain pottery appears. In the Tang Dynasty, poetry was very important. Scholars were required to master poetry. There were a lot of poets during that Tang era. The Quan Tang Shi had included over 48,900 poems that were written by over 2,200 authors, and there were 2 most famous authors were Li Bai and Du Fu. The Tang Dynasty had also invented paper and also woodblock printing.